Hey guys, so today we're going to be trying a newly reformulated foundation. So Dior has reformulated two of their Forever foundations. One is their Skin Glow, and then one is just their straight up Forever foundation that has more of like a matte appearance. I am much more interested in the Skin Glow formulation because this Dior Forever Skin Glow, which is the previous version, has been one of my favorites. So I am very curious to see what the difference is. From what I can tell, the first thing, or the first big difference, would be the SPF. So there's SPF 35 in the previous version, and in this new version, there's only SPF 15. And I believe the SPF type is the same. Oh no, actually it's a little bit different, excuse me. So the previous version, octinoxate and titanium dioxide comprised the SPF, and in this new version, we have octisalate and titanium dioxide. So a different chemical sunscreen in there. Also, I notice in its description, it is a 24-hour wear radiant foundation. I believe this was described the same way, the previous version, but it has concentrated floral skincare. I don't believe that was in the description of the previous one. So I did purchase the same shade that I have used in basically all the Dior foundations, which is 2N. Hopefully that works for me. I am feeling really pale, really, really pale, but let's see if this works. So I'm just gonna shake it up. This is what the new bottle looks like. Again, I'll hold it up next to the old one here. And interestingly enough, the 2N is actually a little bit different. It looks warmer in the previous version and a little bit more neutral in this new version. So this is the new one. This is the previous version. I think hopefully you can see that this does look a little bit more neutral and this looks warmer. So that's actually good. That's good. Okay, so let me shake this up and I'm trying to decide. You know, I was going to do like a half and half, but because the shade is actually a little bit different, I'm not going to do that because I think that may look a little bit odd. And I don't want that to kind of sway my feelings on the foundation. So I'm just going to put the new one all over my face. So it has a pump dispenser, just like the previous version. And I'm going to pump out 2 pumps to start. So here is the texture, very similar to the previous one. Creamy, but not too thick. You can see it slowly running down the back of my hand there. And I'm gonna grab my Sonia G Jumbo Base Brush. I'm gonna dip into the foundation here, pick up just a little bit, and just swipe some here. There is a little bit of fragrance. It's not too much. I was actually worried about that when I saw this claim on the box, the floral skincare. I was really afraid that it was going to smell very, very floral. It doesn't. It actually smells more, I don't know, kind of like fresh and clean. So I think this shade is a good one for me. And I'm just going to apply this to half of my face. And we can check out the coverage and the finish and all of that good stuff. Okay, so there it is on one half of my face. So the first thing I am noticing is that the finish of this version of the foundation is very similar to the previous version, because I remember putting this on for the first time thinking it was going to be super glowy and dewy looking, and it wasn't. It just had a little bit more than their matte version, their regular version. And I liked that. I liked that it had just a little bit, it's more of like a satin finish. I think you can see that right here on my cheek. It just has this really nice subtle satin finish. It's almost just like a skin-like kind of glow to it. That's probably why it's called Skin Glow, right? Yeah, Skin Glow. That's a very accurate kind of term for this. It's not extra dewy, it's not extra glowy, it doesn't make you look greasy or whatever. And if you have oilier skin, I think you would probably enjoy this as well. So really, really nice. A really nice kind of complement to this foundation in their line, which definitely has a longer wear, and it definitely is a little bit flatter on the skin. It doesn't have this slight kind of satin sheen to it. So I used probably half of what I pumped out, so about 1 pump, and I would say the coverage is like a light medium. I don't find the coverage to be heavy at all. I really like a light medium coverage. So this suits me really well. I can still see some of the spots on my cheeks. I can still see kind of like the redness on the apples of my cheeks there. So I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest to the rest of my face. So I have to tell you guys, when I saw that Dior reformulated these foundations, I was kind of nervous, you know? So many companies reformulate a lot of my favorite things, and Dior foundations are some of my favorites. And I was really worried. I was really concerned that this foundation was going to not work for me anymore. But so far, I feel like it is very similar to the old one. Okay, there it is all over my face. I think it looks nice. Yeah, I don't think like it looks much different from the previous version. Like I said, the finish is very similar. The level of coverage is very similar. I feel like it went on very similarly. It has a very similar texture. So far, no real difference. Yeah, they both claim to have 24-hour wear. This one just says skin caring foundation. This is the previous one versus this floral skincare. Concentrated floral skincare. Okay. I was a little bit bummed to see the lower SPF, the 15 versus the 35 in here, but the truth is I put SPF on as the last step to my skincare. And then sometimes I'll put a primer down, which has SPF in it as well. So, you know, the truth is I probably don't even need SPF in my foundation. I just always like knowing that it's there. It's nice to have, but it's not necessary. So yeah, the 15 versus the 35 doesn't really make that big of a difference to me now that I've thought about it a little bit more. Okay, so I feel like this is a self-setting foundation. I don't feel like I need to set it down. If I had probably normal or oily skin, I would feel a little bit more anxious about that I'd feel like I'd have to set it down, but I have such dry skin, I don't feel like I need to set this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my makeup. I think I'm gonna forego concealer, I'm gonna forego powder. I really wanna see how this foundation behaves over the course of the day without those things. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish up my makeup and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I finished up my makeup look. I basically didn't put on any concealer, powder, or highlight. So I pretty much have everything else on. I didn't want to put any of those products on because I really wanted to see how this foundation was going to behave the rest of the day. So I'm going to do an 8-hour wear test. And let's see how this foundation did. Hello, I thought I would do a check-in from the car in real daylight. What was I trying to say? Like real light? I think light is all real. In daylight. Oh my gosh. So it is about 1:15 now, and so I've had this on for about 4 hours. I think this foundation actually is looking a little dry on me, and I don't remember having this issue with the older formula. I'm gonna see, let me see if I can get into, no, that's too bright. It looks, I don't know, it looks like a little dry up here. And it looks a little bit dry, like where my pores are a little bit larger, like this part of my cheek and kind of around my nose. Like it just looks a little cakey and dry. I'm not that happy with the way it looks. And I have to say, probably about an hour ago, I was kind of, I don't know, I think I was like sniffling or I was moving my face around and I kind of felt like my skin felt a little tight. And I was like, I think this foundation is kind of drying on my skin, which again, I never ever had that problem with any of their older foundations, even the one that is matte, just the straight up Forever foundation. Didn't even have a problem with that. So I'm a little disappointed in this one. I hope you guys can see it. Maybe when I do my final check-in, I'll zoom in and you'll probably be able to see it, but it just looks a little, I don't know what the word is. It's like, I guess a little cake, because it's not like it's breaking up and it's not like it's cakey, like it's too thick. It just looks a little flaky. Maybe that's the word. It looks a little flaky. Anyway, that's my 4-hour check-in. All right, let's see what this looks like at the end of the day. Well, it is the end-ish of the day. It is 4 p.m., but I want to wash this makeup off. It does not look good. And in fact, I don't know if you can tell with this lighting, but I think it has oxidized. It looks really orangey. right at my jawline compared to my neck. Again, I don't know if you'll be able to tell. And I'm gonna zoom in here, but it really does look very, very flaky up here. It just looks really dry. It doesn't really do anything for my skin. I feel like my skin looks better without this foundation on it, which is not good. It's not good. So yeah, so it looks really dry up here. It looks really dry over here. It looks a little funky around like the tip of my nose. Yeah, it just doesn't look good. And like I was saying, it doesn't feel nice either. It feels kind of drying. And I put on all of my same skincare. It's not like I did anything differently. And I put a lot of skincare on. My skin usually feels, very well moisturized all day. And it doesn't. It feels like this kind of sucked the moisture out of my skin. Yeah, it just feels kind of drying. So I'm kind of bummed. I'm kind of bummed because the original Forever Skin Glow, as you guys know, this is one of my favorite foundations, and I'm bummed. I'm really, really bummed. I don't know. These companies keep doing this. They keep reformulating, and sometimes it's an improvement and sometimes it's not. And I fear that this time it is not. Please let me know down below if any of you have tried this new foundation. I don't think it's working for me. I really don't think it's working for me. Let me know your experience down below. I would love to hear from you. Yeah. I mean, I will definitely give it a shot. I did purchase it. I will definitely continue trying it, but yeah, I did everything I normally do. But maybe it needs a real thick primer or something. But still, I don't think that would help the oxidization. And I'm not sure that it would actually help the appearance of it. I think it would only help the way it feels on my skin if I were to put down a really moisturizing primer, but I'm not sure it would help with any of this. Anyway, I'm going to keep trying it. I will let you guys know if anything changes. If not, then you won't hear from me about this foundation again. But I do still have the Straight Up Forever foundation, which is their matte version, which scares me since this Skin Glow one feels drying. Anyway, I'm bummed. I'm bummed about it. But I'm going to go wash my face. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you observed in my footage. Let me know if you've tried it, what your thoughts are on this new version. And subscribe down below if you haven't already. I will see you in my next video.